Tisa Tells. Oh my goodness. Man, you be like, man, it's always the cute ones, right? The little cute girl, like, man, she's a cutie. Then she's crazy. You know, you're like, okay, now she's nuts. It's always these superficial women that you see, and you try to stay away from certain people because you don't really want to be a part of their world. You don't want to be part of the nonsense that they attach themselves to. You don't want nothing to do with it. But then you see when something ain't playing right, something ain't going right, and you start to see the agendas at play. You start to see all of this craziness come to the forefront. And then it started to make you look at everybody else weird. Because Tisa Tells goes ahead and wants to call out everybody. All of a sudden now she's talking about, oh, Diddy's paying all these people to wear free Diddy shirts, go online. I'm like, really? You really finna play that card? You playing it too soon in the trial, ain't you? Yeah, we finna get to that. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the page. The Cash App is Carcino, and we ready to get cooking. Let's go. Hi, I'm Carcino. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Tisa Tells, how you doing, baby? Why you tripping? Why you tripping on little old me? Oh, what you thought I would not have nothing to say? Huh? You fell into the booby trap. I set the trap just to see you react. And now you can't leave. Now, Miss Tisa Tells, I am addressing you. And all your 3rd grade female listeners. I want to be very clear. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Don't worry. I'll be right about everything. Just take people time. I'm jealous of AK and all the content creators. Why would I be jealous, bro? Now, this is not about being jealous. I champion content creators. You forget? None of these other people even let content creators up on their platform. So what are you talking about? Now, can I address Tisa Tells, please? Now, Tisa Tells went ahead and did something. She put out a video. If Tisa Tells is a lawyer, she'll never defend me. Tisa Tells puts out a video accusing Sean Diddy Combs of putting money on the streets and buying people on social media. I kid you not. That's what she said. That they're out there pressing anybody, YouTubers, who are talking about Diddy in a bad way. They're pressing them so they'd be scared to cover Diddy and Cassie's situation if they're not saying the right things. They're out there harassing and putting people down. All this crap she's talking. They sent me the clip because you know I'm not finna watch. I'm not watching. No offense. I'm just not watching you. So I saw that and I said, wow, really? So right off the bat, Tisa Tells says that Diddy is paying content creators. I found that to be pretty fascinating that all of a sudden, Diddy's doing all of these things. He put 7 Oh no. Are you kidding me? You said, real quick note, I tried to see the 15-minute, but it was blocked by YouTube. Wow. Don't worry. I'll take care of it. Don't worry. I shall take care of it. Now, she claims $7 million was put on the streets saying that they're getting paid $20 to wear free Diddy shirts. TikTokers. Are there making up narratives just because people are supporting the facts of Sean Diddy Combs? And Tisa Tells goes out to make up some audacity to make up some audacious number, rather. She has the audacity to say this, that Diddy put at least $7 million in the streets. Like, they got the hobo man with the free Diddy shirt. This man got a free Diddy shirt. And she's saying there's $7 million out there, and he's paying bloggers to run out there and say these things to impress all these people, content creators, who's telling the truth about Diddy being a monster. Oh, you better hope this trial go your way, because, baby girl, when this is over and Diddy walks free, and if he walks free, guess what's gonna happen, babe? Guess what's gonna happen? You want to know? Let me tell you. I would have hopped on it until you see it. She make you not like her. She make herself ugly. All this stuff she's doing is ugly to me. It makes you look ugly. I'm just like, I don't want nothing to do with you. Right. I couldn't be with a chick like that at all. We'll be at each other's throats. Because, see, Tisa Tells, Diddy ain't paying me. I know that's what y'all think. Oh, Diddy ain't paying me a dime. I'm not in contact with Diddy. Not before this or even after this. When I met Diddy, he was like asking people, who is this guy? Who's he? He was paranoid when I was around. Till they said, Floyd, like, no, man, that's my guy. He with me. He's good. He was like, Oh, okay. Oh, hey, how you doing? Then he was nice, but he didn't know who I was. I'm like, dude, why would you think I would be here? This is Floyd. So why would Floyd have somebody here who ain't supposed to be? Anybody in here right now is in his circle. And if you ain't in here, you ain't that person. Now, here's the thing, Tisa. You seem to be conflicted or basically running an agenda play because it's getting you hits and views. Certain people are pushing your material to the top like they're doing everybody else, giving them hits and views. Those who say derogatory things towards Sean Diddy Combs. Anybody says anything in the opposite, they come after them. They come after their channel. They come after their page. They try to push everything down and submerge it to the ground. I know, I witnessed it. It happened to me. So I'm not saying it or defending it. I could easily say, oh, wow, if I'm going to do something for hits and views and just be like, we got to think about Cassie's feelings. Yeah, I could easily jump on the board and do that goofiness. But I'm not even defending Sean Diddy Combs. You see, what you don't understand, Tisa, is I am a black man. You can look at me, see my complexion. I'm black. I can't hide that from anybody. So what they're doing right now to Sean Diddy Combs, F the fame. If they're allowed to pull this off, they could do that to any black man they want. To completely ignore the law and the rules, because there's no racketeering here. I don't know where you could even get a charge like that for two people having sex in a room. If they can charge you for taking a trip to another state to have sex with a girl, and y'all want to get down and y'all do a threesome and she's into it, then at the end, one day she feel like she's mad at you, and now she wants to say, well, I didn't want to do the last one. You made me do it. Wow, it's coercion. Now, all of a sudden, and it's trafficking, interstate trafficking. They went to another state. So if you take your wife or your girlfriend on a vacation, now it's trafficking going from state to state. It's like, come on, what are we doing here? This is not even a federal crime. This should have been in a state court in domestic violence case of a couple that ain't even together no more. All the evidence points to it. Her home testimony, Cassie's testimony, tells you it's a relationship. Tells you she still loves Diddy. You didn't do your job and your due diligence to focus on the transcripts of what was said. You too busy running an agenda. So who's paying you? Tisa Tells. Who's paying you? See, I'm thinking about the law. Okay, I'm not thinking about is Diddy a good man and how could you do that after he did that to Cassie? He hit her. Oh my God, it's so brutal. What he did to her was brutal in that hallway. It was so brutal. I saw that. I heard that everywhere. It's just so gruesome. I must apologize to you before you watch this. I'm like, I'm thinking I'm going to see something just outrageous. He didn't even land a blow. He didn't. He poured her down, missed the kick, stepped on her thigh, ended the game. He tried to drag her back to the room. Then he let her go. She gets up. He comes there. He takes the phone out of her hand, yells at her. That's the end of it. He throws a vase and breaks a vase. It didn't hit her. What are we talking? Brutal. People, the words they use is programming. If they keep saying it enough, you will believe it. That's how it works. That's how the programming works. This is why Tisa Tells is here to do direction of everything that's going on. She wants you to believe Diddy is not having any good days in court. None of the evidence is going his way when everybody can see clearly what's happening here. Oh no, she's worse because she's going to do 15 videos a day, all with conspiracy theory, no facts to back it up, just theories. But she's saying it as if it's true. She told us Jonathan Oddie was dead just a year ago. People forgot about that? This girl has a whole video about the guy that they talking about they finna put on a stand in a couple of days. She made a video saying he died on December the 15th in 2023. Diddy had him deleted. This is what I'm talking about. Misinformation, disinformation. You're reporting somebody deceased that's getting ready to take the damn stand. There's a difference from being misinformed and you reporting rumors when you have no concrete evidence to ever back that up. What news source confirmed that that man was dead? No one. And it's crazy to me how these people keep trying to come up with ways to cover up Cassie's activities. You got some YouTubers going around trying to say, man, look, everybody right now is doing freaky stuff to try to save their marriage. It's going around the world. I'm like, are you stupid, dumb? You're confirming that it's a relationship. So you trying to make it okay for Cassie's sexual weird behaviors because she liked to do it. You're confirming what Diddy's doing then. That you keep calling him sick and a monster and all this. Every night you talking about everybody doing something freaky. Well, which one is it? Which side are you going to be on? You see, this is what I mean about misinformation. And this is why people like Tisa Tells and other YouTubers who used to do sports, now they law and crime. This is why they don't let people up on their platform. Now, I let people come up here and talk. So that's the difference. I will let people come up here. So I don't care if somebody has a different opinion than mine and we can just have a difference of opinion. That's no problem. It's not a difference of opinion issue. My issue is the agenda. Okay, when you trying to mislead our people, I have a problem with that. When you see what's going on and you ignore it to run to push an agenda because it's getting you money and hits and views, you have no moral compass that I follow. I don't do that. I don't do stuff just for the money. If I make money with it, cool, but it's going to be something I agree with. I'm not going to do something that goes against my moral compass. I would be way bigger right now. I've turned all that stuff down. We talking millions. Turned it down. They said, okay, who's this fat fuck? Oh, academics. Say, all right, you want to take the deal? Oh, yeah, I'll take it. And they took him. That's how it went. I told you the companies. I told you the whole layout. You got to understand, we've been here first when this thing blew. I was bigger than all of them. Every video, 300,000, 400,000, million views. They've never seen those numbers. So how would I be jealous of them for? I've already done what they have never done. So that don't bother me, what other people do with numbers. Congratulations, you whatever numbers it is fine. But when you make your numbers and you're doing it to appease an agenda, I have a problem with that. Because this ain't this is how I feel thing. And this is just my appeal. No, this is different. You're doing it for an agenda. And I can tell because you're forcefully doing it. Ignoring evidence and not talking about it, trying to find a spin on it so you could try to turn it to your agenda. That's where I have a problem. Well, that's what I'm talking about. I have a problem with people who have an agenda. If you don't want to talk, if you want to talk about facts of the case, you're not finna get away with sitting over there not talking about the actual testimony. Right. I have a chat every day. These dudes are Knicks fans. Outlaws are Knicks fans. They have a total difference of opinion when it comes to me with Jalen Brunson. I call him a fat ass butterball, and they have a very big difference of opinion with me. But do I not let them come up here? And they talk about it. All the Knicks fans is up here, right? Was I going for the Knicks? Hell no. I don't like LeBron James, but do I open the floor and let people who like LeBron James and the Lakers come up here? Hell yeah. We all have a difference of opinion. So you know I don't have a problem with somebody having a difference of opinion. I don't mind if somebody want to back Cassie, but are you backing it based on the facts? I don't care about how you personally feel about Diddy. You don't have to like Diddy. Hell, I don't like his lifestyle. That stuff is weird and out of control. Yeah, he's a weirdo, sick, peeing on people. Hell no. I ain't even close to no freak. So if you looking for a freak, don't come this way because you ain't gonna get it out of me. That is way beyond freaky. That's some sick, industry devilish stuff that I've already told y'all about on the Patreon. Now, if you saw the Patreon today, it was burning hot, right? But wait till I burn the whole house down. I already got the video done. And it's going back to the Cassie thing with Carrie Morgan. The woman who owned CEO of that magazine. She also is now one of the board members of Gap. And we're going to see how far the rabbit hole goes with just her, Tracy Gardner. We're going to tell y'all that on the Patreon. Now, see, I left that out of the YouTube version as we did a Patreon version. Now you're going to see how deep that really goes. And why don't these people investigate? They got YouTube channels. They claim they investigate and they talking to people that's in the trial and they saying this and that. I got a person that's right there in the trial every day. Every day. And he's giving me tone. And he's like, I don't know what that woman is talking about. Nobody's looking at her and threatening her. There's so many content creators out here. Everybody's doing their TikToks. Everybody's doing shorts. They making stuff outside. Nobody's doing that. Everybody was like, hey, it's Tisa Tells. Nobody coming at her. Diddy lawyer ain't thinking about her. Ain't nobody thinking about this chick. But don't nobody really like her on that side. Why would they like you? You've done nothing but push misinformation all across the board. When you going to address the fact that Cassie came out 2 years after the fact, Tisa Tells, 2 years on 2020 and said all positive things about Diddy. After he wrote her and said, do you still, he's like, do you hate me? And she was like, no, without you, I would have never felt this peace and happiness. And no, I could never hate you. And all of these things. And throughout the last 3-4 years, when she had her baby, he said, congratulations. He said, thank you. They have been very cordial to each other. Never this disdain. All of a sudden, when she's going through financial hard times, she goes after Diddy for money. Now, she says she didn't want anyone to see these tapes, Tisa Tells, right? These tapes could ruin her. She had those tapes for 2 years. She had those tapes in her possessions for 2 years. That's where they got those tapes from. Her, Cassie's lawyer. They didn't get the tapes from the raid. So if you got the tapes from Cassie's lawyers, that means Diddy must have had them or she had some on her drive. Why did you hold on to the tapes for 2 years, Cassie? Why did you hold on to these tapes? That's what they asked her on the stand. Why you're not covering that, Tisa Tells? Why you're not bringing out the information from the transcripts? Go from the transcripts and actually point out the facts of what's happening in the trial. You're focused on shock and awe because it's giving you views. That's all you care about. You have no moral compass. That's why I have a problem with it. So if I don't like what you're doing because I feel you're not doing a service to somebody, and if I see somebody who has my complexion, who's supposed to be black, and they not looking at the law, they looking at what they think because they don't like the person's lifestyle or whoever, whatever reason it is that you claim you don't like them or whatever, you clearly ain't going by the law because they, one, have not proved coercion, which they trying to, but they haven't done that. They haven't proven a RICO. Where's the RICO? Hello? Where's the trafficking? Who did they traffic? Huh? When are we going to get to that? This is the first week, and we have not gotten to the actual goddamn charges. I don't even want to mention again that another YouTuber who's not Tisa Tells actually said that they got fraud on Diddy because Cassie had a 10 album deal and she only put out 1 album. That's got to be fraud. I said, oh my God. Almost fell out. I know y'all love sending me these clips and you time-stamped it just right. Because when I heard that, I almost fell out my chair because I couldn't believe it. That last night, I had to go live on One Crack News to talk about it because I could not believe somebody would say something like that. But this is somebody who don't understand the record business. Because if that's the case, every rapper and singer in the world could claim fraud. Every single one could claim fraud. I'm disgusted because black people are doing this to black people. And it's wrong. When a black man is fighting for his life, focus on the actual evidence, focus on the case. Okay? And what's legal and what's not. He peed in her mouth. She got mouth sores. Okay. She was like, oh yeah, daddy, give me some more. She was loving it. She's putting LOL. I want to get down again. I want to do this. She did this for years. Years. And tomorrow, I'm going to release some video Since everybody want to talk and keep this thing going, I'm going to release some video. Because I've been biting my tongue on what I really know for a long time, and I've been putting it on the Patreon. So y'all already know. So you don't know some stuff. Because half the stuff they talking about, I done already went and discussed half of this stuff. How do you think when I'm talking, it automatically popped up? Nobody, not Tisa Tells, not the other guy, ever brought up Honey 3. I'm the only one that brought up Honey 3, right? Now you heard it come out of the defense mouth at the trial. Nobody knew anything about South Africa, what happened over there. Y'all only know because of me. That the girl who's playing in Power right now on Raising Canaan, the one that was playing the music executive, the one that was sleeping with what's his name? Who's the baby brother who finally got his balls back? Oh, Raising Canaan. What's the baby brother name? Rock, Marvin, and Lou. Okay, Lou. You're right. Lou. She was the one sleeping with Lou. She was the star because she's from Zimbabwe. She's African. She was in Honey 3. She was supposed to be the star. Diddy pulled strings to make her the lead actress in the movie. She just got back from filming that movie. And they talking about Michael B. Jordan. That was only one person. But the whole nother argument kicked off about her actually getting down with somebody in South Africa who was out that way. And I've already discussed that in that situation on the Patreon. And none of y'all even knew that situation existed. And I told y'all how I knew it existed. They didn't know. The rest of the world didn't know. So you had to be somebody that was close in those circles to be able to know, or know somebody who was in those circles, which I did. So that's a whole nother story. And that's not the only one. Cassie then got down with so many people that she tries to lie to cover up, and she tells certain little lies. Like, we were in an open relationship. He didn't claim me. Really? The movie that you was in with your friend that Diddy pulled the strings to make happen? Because Diddy financed the movie to make you the love interest when the love interest was supposed to be Laura London? And Laura London ended up playing another role and you became the lead in the movie with Terrence J with no experience? Did he put you in that movie? Terrence J wrote the script. Diddy produced it and said, I'm going to produce the movie. And Terrence J was scared of Diddy. So he was like, you trust me and to do the love scene with her? He was like, you the only one I want to see you do it. You the one I want to see do it. Diddy was okay with it. And we'll go into that a little later. I'm going into too much stuff right now because they didn't bring it up that they didn't go that deep. I don't think they got to this at all in the trial. So, and I don't even think she got off the stand and they never even covered this. But it don't really mean anything because it's kind of all colluded and it's just dragging it and they didn't have enough time. So they probably, for time differences and conferring, and they just cut it off. They are freaky people. Cassie is a freak. She told this thing to Angela Yee. She was on lip service before. And I think the government even went and had them take down the lip service interview where she says she's a freak. All these other people are not victims, man. They're not victims. What is Don Richards a victim of? She shouldn't even be up here. Jonathan Oddie, what is he a victim of? He shouldn't even be up here. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem. No. It's only a week. No. I don't want to hear that it's only a week. I don't want to hear that it's only a week. Who else are the victims? That's what we want to know. You're supposed to roll out your hitters, right? You called your biggest hitter up, which was Cassie. That was your biggest at bat. So everybody else is supposed to be, okay, all right, they backing up the main hitter. So where is everybody else at? Oh, you're gonna bring on everybody who has a grudge with Diddy. Don Richards came up there and talked about what? Did she say Diddy SA'd her in her testimony? We're gonna find out more on Monday. But Don Richards is broke, right? Okay. I just wanted to know that. She was broke. She was there all that time. She never said nothing. All of a sudden, when she low on money, and when Diddy was giving her money, wasn't no problem. But then when she ain't getting no money no more, and she going out and she got no money and everything going bad for her, notice she never went to criminal court. She went to a civil court to try to get some money out of Diddy. All of them keep going to get money. So if they so hurt and they so want justice, why are they going to the civil court? Why didn't they go the criminal route? You could have still got your money in a civil case after the fact. You could have did that after. You could have had a criminal case, civil case after that, and got paid for damages and everything else. You would have had all that in one. Why didn't you take that route? Does that ever cross anybody's mind? And since they were champion for Tony Busby, can they explain how none of the federal government has taken? I've never heard them even address the fact that the federal government not taking one of Teddy, what's his name? Tony Busby's cases. None of them were picked up. 130 some civil cases, and not one of them was picked up by the feds. You got all this evidence. You got all these people calling these claims. Why the federal government wouldn't pick up one and make it part of their case? Okay, Khadija, you going off of what the government is accusing. Okay, that's what the government is accusing, but let's go with the actual testimony in the trial. Let's go with the actual statement. What has the government provided that proves a RICO? What have they provided that proves coercion or trafficking? What have they provided? Because Cassie testimony cuts out coercion because she was voluntarily going along with everything and saying she liked it. She's testified that she may have said in her head she don't want to do it, but she did not relay that to Sean Diddy Combs. They say, but did you tell Mr. Combs you didn't want to do it? You might have said that, but have you ever had that conversation with him that you don't want to do it no more? No. Once she says that, all of it is gone. You can't say coercion. You can't say she's weak and had no power if she's putting her hands on Diddy. She's admitted to putting her hands on him because he called her a slut. So she punched him in the face. That doesn't sound like a woman who's scared. How the prosecution is trying to make her out to be this scared, docile woman. And she's punching Diddy in the face. She's admitted to that. So don't go off of what the government is accusing. Go off of the actual testimony that's happening in the trial. Go off the evidence. If they got evidence that Diddy did something, I will be sitting here saying, hey, they presented this today on Diddy. Now, this could lead to Diddy doing it. I'm going off the evidence in the trial because I'm not pro Cassie's movement. Everybody's like, oh, no, man, you just there to protect Diddy. I don't give a damn about protecting no goddamn Diddy. I told you that from the beginning. I'm about the evidence. Because I heard it, and everybody who knew who's black, we all knew that was BS when she's like, he introduced me to oral. I just didn't understand it. You didn't understand it? That they made sure they when they cross-examined her, when she gave that with the government and she said that, I knew when the defense brought that up, they said, so Mr. Combs introduced you to oral. Yes. Okay. They want to make sure, because here's the facts. The reason why they reiterated that and made that such a big deal, because everybody who's black who heard that knew that was some bull when we heard it. I didn't understand it. That was a lie. And we knew that was a bold-faced lie. So why would you tell that lie? That is the problem. Why would you tell such a lie? That, you ever think about that? Why would she tell such a bold-faced lie? That is a lie. And we knew it without even having to hear evidence or nothing. We knew that was a lie that was monumental. I just didn't understand it. You didn't understand it? And you was with Ryan Leslie for 2 years, who's 10 years older than you before you got with Diddy? Y'all made the song, Me and You. Ryan Leslie produced that song. You redid that and re-recorded with Diddy later. Y'all went and touched that song up, but you went to Germany off of that song. That's the first time you really performed the song in its raw form. In this song, you're emulating doing like an oral thing in the song Me and You. So you didn't understand it, but you're doing it. Emulating doing it on the record before you was in a relationship with Diddy. You see how they tell on themselves? You see how that go? All the testimony tells you she still got love for Diddy. Everything about her is, she expressed she is jealous. She was jealous of a woman who was deceased when he said that the Diddy put out that that was his love of his life or whatever. She was hurt. That's what ended the relationship, because the relationship ended 2 months after she died. After she was dead, 2 months later, Cassie was done with Diddy. When he's like, she was the love of my life. She just couldn't take him praising his deceased mother of his 4 children. Cassie was on the stand saying she went and slept with Diddy while she was dating the doggone her now husband. She was dating him, the strength and conditioning coach that Puffy was paying to keep her in shape. This guy was sleeping with, stop. The trainer was, he was working with both Kerry Morgan and Cassie. He was training the both of them. Okay. Let me just tell you. Allegedly. Just think of the yoga instructor on some X videos type thing. Yoga training adult film video. Let's go watch one of those when the yoga instructor is in there instructing them. Yeah, you kind of get the picture, right? So now, no, she didn't take it to the feds. The feds was already working on this case because this was pushed. The feds buttons was pushed by the powerful people of those liquor companies and the Democrats who was mad at Diddy for trying to extort them for the black people's votes. That's what's going on here. Diddy bit the hand that was feeding him, and they wanted to show him real power. When he called them people racist at them and called them out for what they were like, oh, you think you're on our level to do this? We're going to show you real power. And this is them showing Diddy real power. And the other people that would back him, as he went out and did an interview with Charlemagne, he talked about the Democratic Party, talked about biting them and how they didn't do anything for the blacks. Now he got his own black political party, and he started the black political party and said, hey, you're going to have to come to the table and tell us what you're going to do for us if you want our vote. Now you splitting up the Democratic Party and you holding them hostage, the votes hostage. They don't like that. So Diddy got two major problems on his back, and they pushed the buttons for the feds to come in and do this to Diddy because they know what you're doing. They allow you to do this. But at any time you get out of line, this is going to come back on you. Diddy thought they people really was his friends. So we know the real story of why this is happening. This had nothing to do with no damn Cassie. Cassie just wanted her money. She don't, as you can see from her testimony, she just wanted her money. And that's it. She don't care if Diddy going to jail and all that. She ain't trying to send him to jail. The feds are making her do all this. Because they telling her, if you don't do this, then we can come and throw you and tie you in it too. Because we got other people that said they got down with you too. And they didn't really want to do it. But they got down with you, so you're going to go down with Diddy. So either you testify against Diddy or you're going to be on the side with him. Which one is it? And guess which one she chose? You see, you got to understand how the law works and how these people operate. Because she's the co-conspirator. She opened herself up in her testimony to be the co-conspirator. So if Diddy right now was found guilty of doing any crime of that they're trying to prove of a RICO, Cassie would be in the one going down with him. Because they're the ones doing this. She went and bought the products. I went and picked up the products, or sometimes his assistant get it. She went and bought all the sex stuff. You got to understand, he paid for sex workers to have sex with Cassie. But see, you're missing the point. You keep saying, where's the RICO? That's the RICO. That's hard to prove that that's a RICO case. That's trafficking. You see what I'm saying? That's a gray area, dog. Here's the problem that you have. She wanted it. It was consensual. If it's consensual, then it isn't a crime. Her testimony and her text messages prove that these were consensual. None of her text messages are proven non-consensual. None of them. So if he paid for the sex workers, he went through a company. First of all, she went and found them. Sometimes she got the workers and she went and got the the toys. He just put the money up. So if he's paying for them to get down and have a party or whatever, that's fine if it's consensual. That's not a crime. I appreciate it, spitting fire. But you talking about where's the RICO? That's not enough. That's not strong enough for a RICO. They know that. That's why you're having a trial. That's why they're trying to use all this misdirection to confuse you. That's why they had Tony Busby go out here with this circus, throwing up all these allegations of all this stuff you weren't seeing at the trial. All the celebrities, the underage girls on tape, they got all this stuff on Diddy. It's going, oh, it's bad for Diddy. All of this, and none of it is in the trial. They knew it wasn't. But if you put all this disinformation and misinformation out in the public, everyone would believe it. Or they'll hear about it. And then now you got to pick a jury pool. They're going to be like, man, okay, we're going to see the underage girls now. Where's the celebrities that's going to be in this thing? We got all the stuff on tape. Now there is no tapes with the celebrities. Where are the underage girls? There are no underage girls on the tape. It's two people basically having sex. And they might bring in somebody that they paid for, some workers. And they were like, okay, well, where is the coercion? Are you seeing the video where she's saying that she don't want to do it? She's got on the stand and testified that basically she's into it. That this is a couple thing. This is a violent couple relationship. Nothing she's saying is indicating Diddy forced her to do anything. She's saying, I want to make him happy. Is that forcing somebody to do something? If somebody say they want to make you happy? I just wanted to make him happy. Did you tell him no? I just wanted to make him happy, so I didn't want to do it, but did you tell him you didn't want to do it? No, because I didn't want him to give him. I just wanted to make him happy. Then she goes to, I want to make him happy. And they was like, well, why didn't you tell him no? Well, he could be violent. I didn't want to tell him no. But you didn't tell him no. I told him I'm on my period. I'm ovulating. That means no. No, it doesn't. You told him that you're ovulating. That tells you your state of where you are. That's all it is. If somebody say, hey, man, come to my house. And I say, oh, man, I'm eating right now. Does that mean I can't come over to your house? I'm telling you just what I'm doing right now. So you telling him that you're ovulating. For all of you guys who don't know what ovulating means, all that means is that she could get pregnant. It's a strong chance of her getting pregnant now if she does this freak off, if she's ovulating. Right? Okay. So I'm just glad y'all know what that is. Now, I don't care if people don't like Diddy. It's a lot of people that was like Diddy guilty no matter what. Like Outlaw definitely got Diddy guilty of everything. Diddy did something with Pac. He just gonna say, yeah, he just don't like Diddy. That's your own personal preference. I don't get mad if people don't like Diddy. I get mad when people push an agenda that they know is bullshit. And I see through the bullshit. And then you trying to act like it's something else. No. That don't fly with me. That don't fly with me. You can do what you want. I just know where to put you now. You showed yourself. And once you show yourself, I know who you are. You know what they say? When people show you who they are, believe them. Believe them. People wonder why I have made it so far. They were like, dude, I've seen this happen. And people be like, man, you saw that coming. Why? How did you see? Because the little cracks that happen. It's little things that happen that people show who they are. And once they show you who they are, believe it. Just believe it. Because they've already shown you who they were. So if you just try to ignore it and go back to the persona that they like, oh no, I'm back to me, and you go believe in that persona, like, nah, that's just a little thing. I'm not gonna believe it. Then next thing you know, bam, it hits you again. You go, damn, I knew it too. I knew it. I'm like, dog, I come from the streets. I wasn't raised in the burbs. I made it to the burbs. I got out of the killing fields. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, Robert Taylor homes, buddy, 4101, before I even made it to Grove Heights. And that was no picnic. Everything I have been around and seen, from the south side of Chicago, got family on the west side of Chicago. I was not a suburbanite, brother. I done seen friends come and go around the corner, get popped, all because they didn't see the signs. All because they didn't learn. All because they wasn't wise to pay attention. And I had a younger brother. Well, I still got a younger brother. He's just younger than me. But I try to show him the ropes. He come down to the city to hang with his cousins. And I'm like, dude, you grew up, different. Your mom and pops, you grew up in a nice house, spoiled. Y'all got cars when y'all was like 15, 16. Pops is taking care of y'all. Y'all having a good life. Y'all living he grew up in this. I grew up where he grew up. So y'all got the suburban life. You want to go to the city to be tough. And your cousin got you hanging around and you feeling tough. And now you want to go tote a pistol. And you don't know what you're doing. You just wanted a pistol just to have one. He called me for a pistol. And I'm like, I'm not giving you a gun. Why would I do that? Man, these dudes gonna come smoke me, man. Nobody thinking about you. You're visiting. No, dude he just told everybody here he finna smoke everybody in the room. He had a fight with this other guy, man, and he rolled with us. I'm like, dude, you just visited. You don't know these dudes. You ain't finna go to war with somebody. Man, you ain't getting no pistol. You don't need one. Dude ain't finna smoke nobody. If he told everybody in the party he finna smoke everybody in there, he's not doing it. He's just trying to show face because he got beat up at the park. So believe me, his problem is with dudes, but don't be around dude for a couple of days. That's all I'm saying. Just in case he come back and smoke dude, you don't need to be there. You ain't the target at all. Just stay out the mix. So he just don't understand. He just got to be like, I'm in the mix. And what happened? Somebody gave him a pistol. He gets knocked off and he has to go to jail. Next conversation I hear from him, he in jail. Because he don't want to listen. Life got to teach you. So now he's smarter. Now he's got wisdom. I'm like, man, I made some wrong turns in my life. I'm like, yeah, but look where you at now. Carly, what excuses have I made for Diddy? Long before this case, okay, before the case, I don't understand. What excuses did I make for Diddy? Everybody thought I was hating on Diddy. Remember? When this thing first started, I was the one covering this as soon as it was hitting. When the plane was going, where Diddy's island is, where Diddy goes when he flies out. Believe me, this thing is so much bigger than Diddy. If you was on my Patreon, Princess, you would not even be saying these words. Because all of this information, all my Patreons who hear, they already know. They already know. Princess, you probably just don't know, but everybody here already knows. Okay. Not only did I name the island that they go to, right? There's billionaires there. See, white people that they don't want you to know. White, powerful people, Russians, your Israelis, they all go to this island. Okay. It's on my Patreon. And they go there because they could do whatever they want. They have an asylum there. They have their own hospital there. You see, I research and I do real information. So I know these things. I know where they go. I know why Diddy's on Star Island. I know why these people go to these places so they can have certain protections against them. And people just can't pop up. Yes, this island only has men on it. So if you're on the Casino for Life Patreon, I'll give y'all, you know what, since y'all been here like this, I'm going to give y'all a little sneak preview. I feel it's only right. I'll give y'all a sneak preview so that she could see what I'm talking about. Trust me, that's like saying I'm a Jay-Z and nobody has come after Jay-Z and Beyonce like I have and exposed the truth about them like me. So when Tony Busby came out and said what he said, I spoke on the truth. I said, oh no, Tony Busby's made a mistake because Jay-Z would never be that sloppy. And then that person, and you just added Jay-Z, salaciousness. And he picked the wrong person and Jay's protected. Jay didn't do anything to disrupt his power. So they're going to protect Jay, and Tony messed up. And I'm like, he's going to be up against it. He think he's good. He's not good. And he's going to realize that in the long run that he's made a mistake. And AVA, whatever, the law group, they're going to have to make a decision about Tony real soon. Just you wait. Everything comes with patience. Now, I'm going to take y'all to my Patreon. You're welcome. Now, you guys are getting to look at my Patreon. Oh, don't worry. Riri, I ain't spit nothing yet. He getting his views, getting his news from media takeout. Well, hey, whatever he's doing, man, hey, that's his thing. Now let's see if we have it on here. This is the new one. I just put this video up today about Diddy running down on Suge Knight, and Cassie's story is a little bit off. This is the full story because I had to take some parts out. And on the Patreon, we had a full story of that. And we have the full story of Cassie and Kerry Morgan, the Patreon version. And when Cassie got exposed on the trial, we covered that. Now, he said that 15-minute tape was taken down by YouTube. We'll get look into that. That's when Cassie hit the stand. Terrence Howard, Tony Busby lawsuit. Jada Pinkett says she believes Suge Knight was involved in Tupac's death. We have that audio. Jay-Z, LeBron, and Diddy are a part of this SOAP. They're part of a SOAP. Or PSYOP, if you want to say it correctly. So Jay-Z, LeBron, and Diddy are all a part of it. But they can't have any connection with Diddy or say anything to Diddy. Right. Did you know Vince McMahon did this with Diddy and OJ? So Diddy, Vince McMahon, and OJ were all connected. You learn that on the Patreon. What else we got? And this is just me typing in Diddy. That's me live at the Diddy party. That's Cino live at the Diddy party. Let's see what's going on here. So that's Cino live at the Diddy party. That's only on the Patreon. And Toure running his mouth about Diddy. We had to talk about and address that. Patreon version of Cassie and Kid Cudi situation. Jamie Foxx and Diddy putting him in the hospital being explained. How that was all false. I told y'all that. What happened with Shine and Nas? Did he speak out against the case against him? Biggie. See, y'all seeing all this play out live. Right here on my Patreon. Diddy gets a new judge. That's when they got the new judge. Star went off on Jaguar Wright live. Diddy bodyguard speaked out against the accuser, Baltimore Joe, who never should have been put into a lawsuit, period. Tupac and Martin Lawrence were really close. Me, again, at the Diddy party. Damn, how many Diddy parties was I at? God damn. Let me see what this one is.
Yo, what's up? Welcome to the Cino Diddy party.
The Cino Diddy party.
But no Diddy alive.
Okay, I don't think I could show all that. Here's what happened between Carl Thomas and Diddy. Carl Thomas and Diddy. I don't think I even brought that in. The Patreon version of Tupac and Dan Quayle. You get to find out what really happened here that they don't even tell you about, how Tupac affected the election. A white racist man came into the panel. Diddy was suicide watch, all that. The shocking video of Diddy at that party was released. Diddy full case charges and his bail. We had all of that printed out for y'all. Don sues Diddy. This is insane. That's when Don Lewis came with the thing, right? Diddy was worried about a secret informant. Choked the joke, stealing material from other creators just to screw it up. You don't know what the hell he talking about. The secrets about Luther Vandross. That ain't a secret no more. Kanye and Diddy are being set up by these two girls that they used to run. Diddy, other crimes, and his apology. When Diddy kicked Cassie. So this was all before all this happened. See, all of that went down. Everything is in divine order. So all of this was loading up and going on. What you're starting to see, Shine and Diddy, what really happened? We broke it all down. Look at this. Here's the secret informant Diddy is worried about. We exposed that. Akoi Simmons with the 65-year-old millionaire. Tory, I know you ain't talking about Diddy. Tory's the last person should be talking. UMG President Lucian Grainge struck back at this outrageous lawsuit by this guy who has amended it over and over again. This is the case you didn't hear about with Gina, who was victim number 3, right? Who didn't testify. Gina came out and made all these statements and then testified, and they couldn't get her. Right? The drug mule, right? His story. And here it is. This is the video. So before he was charged with anything, you see where Diddy's at chilling? I was like, I'm going to show you where Diddy's at.
Wolves, performances, everything.
That's the island.
They own 19.4 acres a total.
Those are the owners of the island that know Sean Diddy Combs. These two guys right here.
Or Villa. So when you have this and put to the test, this private island cost $200 million to build in 2014, and it consists of 42 villas, and they benefit from it from a lot of different facilities, including restaurants. They have one of the top shelves. They have a golf course. There's a high-tech water sport toys, tennis courts, spas, and they partnered with Dr. Bergener from Switzerland, who's a beauty and rejuvenational doctor. So you can have your plastic surgeon right there on the land. Knows how to get to these places.
This is the island. This is the private island of Vela. The government cannot come over there and arrest you. You cannot be arrested in Vela. You would have to leave that island. They have no women servers. They have only males. This is for billionaires. You can't make a reservation to go there.
And there are a lot.
That's what it looks like. That's the island. Now, why these other people who are here talking ain't telling you about this information? Because they don't know any damn thing. Why do you think they try to shut me down? Because I know too much. Now, you're welcome, because this is Patreon only. This is on my Casino for Life Patreon. Now, as you see, this is the whole island. This is how it's surrounded. Like I told you, these two guys run it. They own it. Over $200 million to build it. They have pure full autonomy to do what they want on this island. This is the medical facility bay. For plastic surgery, all your recovery, you stay here. Right here. And the sheik, they come there too for their services. And he has billions. Now, this man was found guilty in a court of law for all his strenuous crimes and illegal activity. Now, when you go on to Patreon, you'll be able to see the whole video. Go on your search engines and type it in, and it'll come up. Here's the place Diddy don't mention. He never mentions this place. And he shouldn't ever mention this place. But that's what I'm saying. If he was going to go somewhere and hide and run, he could have went here. He could have took his plane, flew there, and never came back. The feds wouldn't have went there to get him. Trust me. They're not going there. So, like I said before, it's bigger than Diddy. See, they think of you as low level, and they keep you on low level terms. So Diddy is popular. That's who you know. But why the Abercrombie and Fitch guy don't get mentioned? Why that case, which is way worse than Diddy, this guy's claiming like mentally insane and not fit for trial. He's trying to get the case dismissed, and it's not even in the news. But Diddy, because he's such a popular figure, and we got to blow this up. That even if Diddy wins this case, right? Because I believe it's a mistrial, to be honest. I believe the whole case is a mistrial. It really is. This is a mistrial. So because it's a mistrial, in my personal opinion, based off the evidence that's been provided, I believe it's a mistrial. So if it's a mistrial, now you got to look at it from other angles. You got to look at this from a different perspective now. Because you know it's a mistrial. Somebody else might not. No, I don't hate. I know what you're saying. I do not hate Ticket TV. Stop. Don't do that. He's a man trying to eat and survive in this game like everybody else, making videos and doing stuff. He's doing that. No hate towards him. I'm definitely not on the same page with moral compass and the whole thing. No. We are on two different sides of this thing. And it's not about the two different sides isn't about just because he agrees like he's going with Diddy. I mean, he's going for Cassie or he's on Tony Busby's side. That's not it. When you see somebody is clearly wrong and you ignore certain evidence and facts, there was certain things he ignored with the Jay-Z and Diddy thing with Tony Busby. And I was saying, hey, dude, you really need to, you're doing a misservice here. Why are you not talking about this? And then you're trying to use things to cover up for it, to try to make it look like, oh no, he's still in the fight. See, Jay-Z's wrong and he's really guilty. And I'm like, they dropped the case. They dropped the case. Oh, no, because they forced her to. I'm like, dude, it's over. Like, it's over. And it's over for Tony. And if you don't see this coming, then I don't even know what you're fighting for at this point. So it's like either you part of the agenda or, hey, he gonna see it play out. No, Tisa, the problem I have with Tisa, like, remember, she did a video. I tried to support this woman when she first came out. But then I started to notice things about what Tisa was doing. And I'm like, Tisa, what are you doing? Like, I'm watching her videos and I'm like, because I used to shout her out. I'd be out, shouts out to Tisa Tells. She did it. And people were telling me, like, don't shout her out, like, you really don't know who this woman is.
You got to watch more of her videos.
And I went and I watched some more of her videos, and once I started to see like she was way off base, then she claimed that a man was dead that's alive and finna testify now. I'm like, what is she doing? Like, it just really was all over the place. Then it was like, okay, she has an agenda. Somebody might be paying her. And so she coming out today talking about Diddy's putting $7 million. Where you get that number from, Missy? That Diddy's putting out $7 million. He's paying $20 for people to wear free Diddy shirts. And they're pressing any YouTubers out here who's saying anything bad about Diddy. Where? Now I'm just having to let you know, babe, Diddy ain't paid me a dime. But trust me, I know you. Just listening to you talk, I know you don't know anything. Because I'm hearing a situation that was mentioned in the trial that I know about. So when I hear you talk about it and I hear somebody else talk about it, I know y'all don't know. Y'all just talking to fill time. So that's when I go, oh, okay. All right, I get it. So that's what I'm saying. I get where they coming from. I get the agenda. I get what they're trying to assimilate and what they're trying to mention. YouTube blocked your podcast about Beyonce with DiCaprio in the title, but Facebook let it go. Well, it all depends. What did your title look like? What the video consists of? Believe me, I've seen it done. Trust me, I'm somebody they come after all the damn time. So trust me, I've seen it done. Many of y'all don't even know that Diddy was mad at Cat Williams. Y'all didn't even know this. It was on my Patreon. I think I brought it up here. Diddy was like, I'm going to F you up. And he was, try it, nigga. Yeah, I mean, shoot, the Patreon is loaded with material. Diddy was about to settle again. I told y'all December 29th, 2023, Diddy was about to settle again. Like Diddy about to settle another lawsuit. He gonna be settling. And Jody Chavez, another woman out here who having babies with these people for money, right? Because that's what it's about. It's about the money. The money, the cake. They want that cake. Everybody looking like steak. They want the cake. They ain't in it for that backpack. They in it for the cake. No, I never would feel like that, bro. Ski. If Tory Lanez win the case, what happens to Rock Nation? Will they get RICO if they get exposed? Tory Lanez ain't winning a case. He's been convicted in a court of law. If he files an appeal and they go back to the case, they have to have unfeasible evidence. You can't have hearsay from a limo driver in a car about what he think he overheard between somebody else. Who is this guy? Why did he do that? What persuaded him to do that all of a sudden? Talking about he heard something. It's hearsay. Hearsay is not evidence. But it works on the internet. It gets people to go, man, free Tory. You see what I mean? But thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. Yeah, I know, man. It's just it's a crazy feeling. Oh, I believe Tory's guilty, 100%. He's a goofy. And a goofy, and all the things that he do, if you know Tory Lanez, believe me, you know how he operate, how he move, you wouldn't even be doing all this. You'd be like, damn, yeah, he did that. He caused that whole scene. He did all of it. Then all of the actions after the fact confirms it was Tory Lanez. I'm gonna pay y'all $1 million. Trying to meet up with everybody after the fact. His phone call message that he left, the text message between Kelsey and Meg, all of it. All of it. Come on. Tony and Stunner, I don't know. I mean, that's a business relationship anyway. You know, that's another one that she gonna be trying to go to court on. Now, I'm not calling him a clown, Andre. You know, I know what you want to see, but no. I'm not calling him a clown, but I just don't agree with his position on this because I feel it's agenda based, and I'm not with these agendas. There's enough problems already for black men, and they don't see the big picture. That's the problem that really gets me. That okay, if they are able to convict Diddy off this, now they can get anybody. You want to fly out your boo, right? You want to fly your boo out for a one-on-one session? Guess what? Oh, you want to have a threesome? Oh, that's trafficking. What? Oh yeah, y'all flew to the Maldives. You went across the states. You trafficked her. What? Yeah, that's a federal charge. You see how that works? You see what they're doing, right? I've been saying it for years. Exactly. So if they're able to pull this off with Diddy, they'll be able to pull this off on you forever. That's how it works. You got to show me how it works. You got to show me how it works. Because when it feels right, it feels so good. So good. You got to show me how it works. So I've been showing people how it worked for years. That's why this whole week on this Patreon is finna be hot. Y'all looking at stuff on the Patreon right now. This is the path. Roger Bonds versus Diddy. He want money. Oh, did I not tell you about this? The secret world they don't tell you about. And the lady is right there interviewing the women. They got the madam there. Zeno been telling y'all about this for years. That's December 5th of 2023. Telling y'all about the secret world y'all don't know about. Y'all worried about Cassie. This stuff is going on around the world. Right in front of everybody's face. But as long as it's white, they're going to keep it in the shadows. I dig it up. I bring it out. I'll put it on the Patreon so y'all can see it. Because you know you can't do that on YouTube. You can't talk about this on YouTube. They won't allow it. Especially when the person that's running it is part of the operation. You know what time it is. Now, when y'all want to talk about something that's real, and y'all want to get to the real problems and not doing conspiracy theory, because this ain't conspiracy theory at all. This is what's real. People such as See, this is the secret world y'all don't know about. Why they saying Diddy got underground tunnels and they found all that stuff? Do you know this is the location? I actually tell you where the places is located across the world. Halle Berry's baby daddy, where he came from. How did she end up with him? See, it's a place where these guys are on display in a window as art. That's a guy actually in the window advertising himself. So when you want to mention Diddy, you got to understand this thing is way bigger. You're talking about $1 trillion industry. And not only do I tell you where this is located, what this is actually about. Not art, but for sale. Absolutely. Now you're starting to get the bigger picture. Now, what were they doing over there? You might be asking. What is going on over there? There is actual madams that have a service where they give these men to women, just like women are given to men. They got a place where women can get men. As you see, Halle Berry got her long, muscular model guy who ended up suing her and everything else. They have a place where they go. There's an underground tunnel and all of it. Hold on. All right, we go it's time to grab the pistola. But they have an underground tunnel that goes from one house, underground tunnel goes to the next house down. Women go into the one building and it's like a cosmetic place. It's not a cosmetic place. They go in there, they go see the lady, they go in the back, they have a tunnel, it has a cart, it takes them all the way down to the house where they see the display of the men. They come out on like a walkway, like a tunnel, they walk out like they walking the runway or whatever. They go out, show themselves off. And it's like, are you looking for 32, 42? What are you looking for? And what it's called is a bow service. You know, when you're looking for a bow, that's what they call men, B-E-A-U, a bow. So it's a bow service. And it's for rich people. Halle Berry was ready to have a baby and went through the bow service. She was ready to have a baby and she wanted it by a white man, not a black man. She chose who her baby father was going to be and went and picked out her beau. See, you got to understand, this is a whole different world. It's not conspiracy theory. This is rich billionaire talk. And I know how this thing works. See, it's not blah, blah, blah. It ain't conspiracy theory. This is real stuff. This is real world activities. These people don't know a damn thing. These teasers and everybody else, they don't know nothing. They just talking. They reading stuff off of media takeout shade room. The shade room said. Shade room is ran by a damn black woman. Don't know what the hell she talking about. She younger than damn near probably you. She don't know a goddamn thing. All they do is push agendas over there too and keep the real news out. That's weird. I don't even know what to say to that, Carly. So if he's going off on me, then let him go off. Because I don't even know what he could say. He damn sure can't answer nothing or talk about anything in this video. What could he do? Tell them to back up all these facts that I just put out here today. And tell Tisa, cover these facts. I'm going to see you do that. I want to see you actually do some research and go beyond and dig instead of going on the surface level, just trying to tear one black man down just because it's going to get you some views. Let's see if you're going to do what's real. All right, now Cino's finna leave. I'm going to go get drunk. Shouts out to Kwame Brown's Bus Life. Yes. Shouts out to Welcome to HDII TV. Go to my Patreon, Carcino for Life, if you want to see this type of information that we just brought to the forefront. We have thousands of different information on the Patreon. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Shouts out to Jose Rodriguez with Sports Talk with Jose Rodriguez, his sports channel. Who else? Too Raw for TV. Yeah, give him a shout out. You know, Too Raw for TV. That is true. Mm-hmm. No, I just stay pretty much sucker free. That's just how I move. Yes. KB, real one, keeping it down. 78 Sports TV. Don't forget to support him too. D Style Boxing. He's out there doing his thing. The Rope-a-Dope Boxing Show. The Nate Jones story. Don't forget to support him. So a lot of people doing great content on the internet and YouTube. The Star Report. How could we forget Star? You know, it's a lot of people out here doing good work, man. So, exactly. So we just sticking to the code of real brothers supporting real brothers. You know, that's just how it is. We just stay in our lane and let those other people do what they do and take the route less traveled. And we just keep moving on, moving on. Oh, and Yuck Mouth. Oh, yes, my boy Yuck Mouth, man. Shouts out to him, man. Absolutely. Man, we had a great show. I got to go back on his show one day so we can start talking now that this trial thing is hit. Unfortunately, I had to do the same thing, Eric. I had to do the same thing. I didn't want to have to do that, but I had to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ain't being right, I can't support that. Oh, Corey's show? Oh man, that'd be crazy. If I was on Corey's show, us both being from Chicago, he looked like he related to my damn family. He looked like on my father's side of the family. I was like, damn, Corey looked like that. He from our same buildings. I think, but I don't think he from our building, but he from the Robert Taylor Homes, I believe. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this thing went longer than I ever anticipated. This was not supposed to go this long, man. This y'all fault, man. I'm up out of here. Peace. See y'all on the Patreon. Trust me, you ain't gonna want to mix the next two videos. The next two videos you're not gonna want to miss. I guarantee you're not gonna want to miss the next two videos on the Patreon. Everybody said I burnt the house down today. You ain't seen nothing yet. I just lit the match today. Tomorrow, incinerated. Incinerated.